He's here from Washington, D.C., and he takes care of everything down there. My sister Joan is somewhere. There she is. Joni. And for them, I want to thank you all for coming and for your good wishes to Nana. We've had a lot of fun with Nana over the years. Troublemaker that she can be. Oh. Nobody can hear me. They don't need to. It doesn't make any difference. I just wanted to say one thing for everybody here. I think it was my brother's idea to have this party. It was my idea to stay away from it. It was my sister's idea to let my brother do it. And my brother assigned it to his wife and my wife, and they did it all. Mary Ellen and Marilyn are the ones who did it all. There's just one thing that I did. I went to Costco's this morning and I bought 3 cakes as big as this. And as many cookies as I could fit into the wagon. So after we're done cutting the cake, please eat the stuff up because I don't know what I'm going to do with it otherwise. Okay? Now, Nana, you want to cut the cake?
No, I want to say
Bobby wants to.
I have a couple words. He's a lawyer, too.
I want a rebuttal.
First of all, we have a lot of neighbors that are here, Nana, came. They're not relatives, and they came because they wanted to come. The relatives all had to be here. So thank you all for coming. We really, really appreciate it. It's a great, great group of people, and she has been great to everybody. So thank you for coming. That's number one. Number two, Mary Ellen and Marilyn worked so hard for this gathering. I couldn't ask for better people working on something. June Jones also, wherever you are, worked very hard on this for my mother. But I want you to know that both Mary Ellen and Marilyn have known my mother for 47 years. And they have been great, great daughters to her.
That's right.
She's her mother-in-law, but she treats them just like daughters. And so we couldn't be happier for the relationship, Mary Ellen, that you have had with my mother, and Marilyn, that you've had with my mother. It's been great. So I thank you for that.
Thank God, otherwise we'd have to do it.
Otherwise we'd have to. The other thing I want to say is that this past week, they had the debate in Massachusetts. And talked to my mother at the end of the debate, and she was very upset because she hadn't signed up, she hadn't filed an absentee ballot.
Wow.
And since she comes from the right persuasion, unlike Mary Ellen, I basically said to myself as I went to bed and realized that Election Day was on her birthday, that we will call the National Republican Committee to get somebody to come to her house and take her to the polls if we had to do it. But when I called her the next morning, as typical of my mother, she had already called the Election Commission. As all of you people in the condo know, she does move pretty quickly. And she had called them and they had sent her a ballot. Now, she has already filled the ballot out. Don't tell anybody, because Tuesday, just like the Kennedys, we're going to take her to the polls and let her vote one more time. Who would deny a 100-year-old woman like that?
Oh my God.
Now, let me just say about my mother. She is an incredible human being, as we all know. She has done everything for her family and her friends. My daughters call her the giving tree. She is the giving tree. We've never been in her house, and you have never been in her house, that she hasn't wanted to give you something to take with you, I'm sure. Mom, you've been wonderful to us all. She's the last one that would want us to say anything about her. But thank you. You have been a role model to us all. You are, as she likes to say, but it's true in her case, she is one in a million. There is no question about it. And all I can think about my mother, and it's hard to believe, but today at church, the last hymn was Amazing Grace. She is, to me, an amazing grace. So thank you, Mom. I love you so much. And I think what we ought to do before we sing Happy Birthday is give her 3 hip-hips and hoorays. Yeah! So let's do 3 cheers for my mother. Hip, hip!